Well, that's interesting enough. Let me get in Professor Chambi Puranik also into the discussion. Professor, you've seen how Karnataka politics, sways from one end to other. A lot of turncoats are there in Karnataka's politics. Nobody is technically, ideologically, if I would we say the loyal when it comes to politics on the ground. And when we look at Jagadish Shettar, some touted him as a successor to Yediyurappa also at a point because he was that tall Lingayat leader that everyone was looking at. But then there were internal politics that the BL Santosh factor in this because Shettar thinks, and Shettar did point out to the leadership that it was because of BL Santosh that he had lost his ticket and couldn't go ahead. But BL Santosh factor seems to be the issue that came up over here. So any compromise of him coming back would actually see with some kind of trepidance from the BL Santosh camp, because they would be, Shettar of course would be asking for some kind of a big bargain, but that would be at the cost of BL Santosh's authority within the party, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. BL Santosh now, by and large, both the party functionaries or workers and also the groups that are there, barring Santosh group, which has got an upper hand from the central high command. I think, Mr. Shettar has been humiliated because he was ex-chief minister, he was leader, he was party founder and original member, So, I mean, to see that the person like Jagadish Shettar, denying one seat, people offered that we will give a seat to your missus. So he was a little, perplexed or surprised or pained, I should say, why they are trying to deny my ticket for that constituency and all that. So I think, that's one thing. Second thing is, I don't think Mr. Jagadish Shettar will leave Congress and go back to like Gharwapsi phenomena, which is normal. And that kind of personality Jagadish Shettar is not, because he is better off in Congress, because the sources spoke or learned that they are trying to offer him not only Lok Sabha seat, which you mentioned or Tiwari mentioned, but also he is likely to be the chairman of the Legislative Council. What is it that BJP can offer in the coming 4.5 years of Congress rule? That kind of question is there. So, is he going to be the president of BJP party in Karnataka? No, that is ruled out. So I think, Mr. Jagadish Shettar, definitely Mr. Amit Shah's talking to him must have taken place, and that is denied by Mr. Jagadish Shettar because he wants to be safe in that. So second thing is he wants to send signals to Congress also saying that, look, my party is asking me to come back and see that the party gets more number of seats in Lok Sabha. Even if Congress gets 10 seats, it will be a big setback for BJP. And also, it will confirm that the forces that made Jagadish Shettar, Lakshman Saudi and others to leave BJP and join Congress is still proved. So I think, BJP has to work itself. As Mr. Hegde mentioned, that regional leaders should not be neglected. And that is the mistake that BJP party high command in its euphoria of Modi phenomena or his personality. Definitely, this time Modi factor is going to be an important factor along with Mr. Yediyurappa and others. But where are the other Lingayat leaders? Mr. Yatnal is not considered as such a great leader. He is only a person who tries to comment or shoot loose cannons and all that. That kind of personality is there. I think there is a dearth of leadership among Lingayats, and Mr. Santosh and other groups which have tried to sideline the Lingayat leaders one after another, including Mr. Yediyurappa, who wept, and the kind of sympathy he drew, and also the treatment he was given. All that, that shows that in the elections, ultimately, these are local factors that matter. Even in Lok Sabha also, Karnataka is not, an ordinary, state, where you can say Modi factor will work and all that. The very fact that Modi, himself is aware of this, that by, I think, asking Mr. Yediyurappa to resign in the middle of the course. If Mr. Yediyurappa had continued, and if he was asked to resign after the elections, perhaps BJP would have been in power. It would have retained. So that factor is there. But it's very difficult to reach 20. 20 seats if BJP gets, that is the kind of leadership that BJP should look for. Not less than 20.
Right.
If anybody who comes, I think if he brings down the numbers from 20 to 10 or 15, and Congress gets 10 to 15, it will be a big setback for BJP. And also it will prove that leaders like Mr. Jagadish Shettar and Saudi and even Mr. Yediyurappa, who is sidelined. All these factors that definitely they are going to be in the minds of the people or voters.
Right, right. Well, I have a bite from Jagadish Shettar that's just come. It's a short bite about this call. Let's listen into it.
ನಮಗೆ ಯಾರು ಸಂಪರ್ಕ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ನಮಗೆ ಯಾರು ಸಂಪರ್ಕ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು
Brijesh is a very small Kannada bite. He said nobody contacted me. I also didn't contact anyone. So that is how it has been played outside. There was no contact at all. Then from where are you making this kind of assumption? But I'm sure before 2024, the BJP did try that experiment and with a certain thought saying that probably it's time to break away from Lingayat dependence, but that cost them big time and they don't want to experiment in 2024.
See, one thing, if you are a politician, you will never admit anything on record until unless it happens. We have seen several such cases where 24 hours before the person is criticizing Congress, BJP leadership, 24 hours later he is accepting the membership. So, I mean, I don't attach much value to what is being said. See, the problem which the BJP faced, Varghese, was that it betrayed its own philosophy. If you look at Prime Minister Narendra Modi, all the farmers were sitting on dharna for such a long time. He did not do it. I mean, the government didn't do much because they said like nothing is going. The second it came close to UP election, the Prime Minister himself, much of his stake was, much of his ego was at stake, his entire paraphernalia was at stake. But he came out and said that, I think, I wanted to do this best for the farmers, but it looks like, they are this happy. So he just went, I mean, did away with all the farm laws and all. So this is the kind of ruthless pragmatism the top two of the BJP follows. What I think, what happened was that they decided to do a surgery and they decided to surgery too close to the election. If they would have done the same thing, say like 8-9 months back, then they would have still given some sort of time for the new team to adjust and for them to pick up cudgels and carry forward. It was done too close to the election. And if you remember, Yediyurappa till the very end was saying that, Shettar is going to get a ticket. I have been confirmed by the top man, the number 2, number 3, everybody has confirmed to me. And, it also showed him, Yediyurappa, in poor light and also showed the top leadership of the BJP in poor light in the sense that they could not adjust because they felt that, what the other person was doing was so correct that they need not to infer it. Now they have realized that it has boomeranged and boomeranged badly. So 2024 is a very crucial make-or-ma election for the BJP and they do not want to lose even a single seat which they feel they can win. And this is the reason why, I think in another couple of months you will see these kind of wooing and approaching all those leaders they feel will be important in their scheme of things, gain of, a big momentum.